These are two Swiss luxury watch brands with radically different strategies, competing for the same wealthy customers. Rolex controls supply to create artificial scarcity, while Hublot floods the market with celebrity endorsements. The results could not be more different. Rolex generates over $12 billion in annual revenue, commanding 32% of the entire Swiss watch market. Hublot manages $670 million. That's an 18-to-1 difference between brands targeting the exact same demographic. But the story of how they got here reveals something fascinating about luxury marketing, human psychology, and what actually drives people to spend tens of thousands of dollars on a COSC certified timepiece. Hans Wilsdorf founded Rolex in 1905 as a London-based distributor of Swiss watch movements. Nothing particularly glamorous about that beginning, but Wilsdorf had a vision that would reshape luxury marketing forever. In 1927, he convinced Mercedes Gleitze, the first British woman to swim the English Channel, to wear a Rolex during her historic swim. When newspapers ran photos of her triumphant emergence from the water, that single image created the concept of the watch brand ambassador. 75 years later, Carlo Crocco founded Hublot with a revolutionary rubber strap that took 3 years to develop. The brand debuted at the 1980 Basel Watch Fair to complete silence. Not a single potential customer showed interest on the first day. Yet somehow, Hublot generated over $2 million in sales that first year. The turning point came in 2004 when Jean-Claude Biver took control of Hublot. Biver had already saved Blancpain and rejuvenated Omega. Industry insiders called him the Midas of the luxury watch market. His strategy was simple but audacious: go where potential customers can be found, launch the Big Bang collection, and sign every celebrity willing to wear a Hublot. It worked spectacularly. When Biver arrived, Hublot's annual sales were 24 million Swiss francs. By 2006, they hit 100 million Swiss francs. 2 years later, Bernard Arnault's LVMH acquired the brand for 480 million Swiss francs. Rolex watched this celebrity arms race from the sidelines and chose a completely different path. They do not have traditional celebrity ambassadors, they have testimonials, accomplished individuals who naturally choose to wear Rolex watches. Roger Federer has been associated with Rolex for over 20 years, not because they paid him astronomical fees, but because the partnership represents something deeper about excellence and timeless achievement. The psychology behind this difference is crucial. When you see Kylian Mbappe wearing a Hublot, you are witnessing a transaction. Hublot pays Mbappe millions to associate their brand with his success. When you see Roger Federer wearing a Rolex, you are seeing what appears to be personal choice. Federer could afford any watch in the world, and he chooses Rolex because it aligns with his values. This brings us to the heart of their contrasting strategies. Hublot operates on the principle of aspiration through association. Their roster reads like a greatest hits of global stardom: Usain Bolt, the fastest man in history, Pelé, football's eternal king, and most recently Jungkook from BTS, representing Hublot's push toward millennial and Gen Z audiences across Asia. Each partnership costs millions. Kylian Mbappe alone commands fees that dwarf most companies' entire marketing budgets. But the strategy works for brand recognition. When Hublot became the official timekeeper for FIFA World Cups and Formula One races, they were not just buying advertising space, they were buying cultural moments. Rolex operates on scarcity and exclusivity. They reportedly produce 1.2 million watches annually, yet customers face waiting lists measured in months or years. The Submariner requires a 60-day wait. The GMT Master 2 demands 90 days. The Rolex Daytona, their most coveted model, has waiting lists stretching 2 to 5 years. Some Rolex models are so scarce that authorized dealers display them as exhibition-only pieces. Critics argue this is artificial manipulation. They point out that Rolex has the flexibility to shift manufacturing between collections, potentially creating deliberate shortages for certain models. The conspiracy theory suggests waiting lists are psychological warfare, designed to make customers purchase immediately available models while they hope to move up the queue for their dream watch. But here is what makes Rolex's strategy brilliant. Scarcity is not just about production numbers, it is about control. Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet achieve exclusivity through low volume and handcrafted complexity. Richard Mille creates hype through extreme pricing and limited editions. Rolex achieves it through controlled distribution, marketing mastery, and psychological ownership. The financial results speak volumes. Rolex accounts for 32% of the entire Swiss watch market. That's dominance among roughly 300 competing Swiss brands. Their average retail price reached over $14,000 in 2024, and those prices keep rising. Even more importantly, Rolex watches retain 85 to 120% of their retail value on the secondary market. Many actually appreciate over time. Hublot faces the opposite reality. The average Hublot loses approximately 40% of its value in the first year. Like nearly every brand not named Rolex, Vacheron Constantin, or Patek Philippe, Hublot watches are cheaper on the secondary market than buying new. This value retention difference reveals something profound about consumer perception. Rolex has successfully positioned itself as an investment that happens to tell time. Hublot is perceived as an expensive accessory that depreciates like a luxury car. The watch enthusiast community reflects this perception gap starkly. Rolex enjoys almost universal respect among serious collectors. They appreciate the brand's manufacturing capabilities, its vertical integration, and its technical innovations. Even critics acknowledge Rolex's horological achievements. Hublot faces harsh criticism from the same community. Watch forums overflow with complaints about cheap movements in expensive cases and accusations of prioritizing marketing over craftsmanship. One particularly brutal review described Hublot as vulgar and ostentatious, much like its typical wearer, and as low horology at high horology prices. This criticism misses something important, though. Hublot has evolved significantly from its early days of using generic movements. They now manufacture impressive in-house calibers like their Unico movement, featuring sophisticated finishing and innovative architecture. The brand operates as a true manufacturer with remarkable technical capabilities. The real difference isn't quality, it's positioning and target audience. Hublot openly courts attention. Their designs are bold, contemporary, and unapologetically modern. They appear in rap songs and Instagram posts, and they are designed to be noticed. Rolex pursues timeless elegance. Their designs evolve incrementally across decades. A 1960s submariner shares DNA with today's model. Rolex customers buy heritage, tradition, and subtle signals of success. These different approaches attract fundamentally different customers. Hublot appeals to entrepreneurs, entertainers, and anyone who built wealth recently and wants the world to know it. Rolex attracts established wealth, traditional success, and people who prefer understated signals of achievement. The numbers suggest Rolex's approach is winning decisively. They generate 15 times Hublot's revenue while maintaining higher margins and superior brand equity. Rolex accounts for over 34% of global secondary market transactions, demonstrating unprecedented market dominance. But calling this a simple victory misses the broader context. Hublot accomplished something remarkable by carving out a significant luxury niche against 120 years of Rolex heritage. In an industry dominated by tradition, they created space for bold modernity and celebrity association. The real lesson isn't that one strategy is universally superior. It is that luxury markets are large enough to support fundamentally different approaches to the same basic human desire, wearing something that signals status, success, and personal identity. Rolex mastered the psychology of scarcity and timeless aspiration. Hublot mastered the psychology of contemporary relevance and celebrity association. Both strategies work, but they work for different people seeking different things from their luxury purchases. The winner depends entirely on what you are measuring. Revenue and market dominance, Rolex wins overwhelmingly. Cultural relevance among younger, globally diverse audiences, Hublot holds its own. Investment potential, Rolex again. Bold contemporary design and celebrity cachet, that is Hublot's territory. What is certain is that both brands understood something crucial about luxury marketing. People do not buy watches to tell time, they buy watches to tell the world who they are.